going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Forbidden Land podcast. Quite the week. I'm sick right now, meaning that the audio is probably going to be a little bit boosted, because I'm not going to try to talk that loud. Oh, I didn't know Trump said he's the fertilization president. Oof. He said he'd be known as the fertilization president. He was talking to a room full of women for Women's History Month. Oh boy. Some big stuff happened. I skipped last week because I didn't feel up to recording. I felt like I didn't have enough to talk about. And I'm glad I skipped it because here we are. Leaked war plans. Before I get to that, some horrific stuff did happen over the weekend. Or not over the weekend. Last weekend. Some storms hit the southeast where I live. Georgia seemed to be spared a lot of the horrible stuff, but the states next to us were not spared. That was loud. It seems that... Oh, she's doing laundry. Seems that 40 have died in the storm in total as of 10 days ago. And, I have some footage to show, like, of wreckage and whatnot. I mean, this is just one example of one town where there's like insane wreckage. Oof. Excuse me. Gosh. Told you I'm sick. I wasn't lying about that, But yeah, pretty crazy scenes from this storm. And like I said, this is just one area, it seems. I mean, how awful. Oof. That's really bad. Yeah. That's one video. Videos from Weather Nation, apparently. I don't know what Weather Nation is. But yeah, they shared that video, so crediting them. I'm trying not to sneeze again. Here's a video of a tornado.
A deadly storm has claimed at least 32 lives across the U.S. Kansas reported 8 deaths in a highway pileup caused by a dust storm. Missouri saw the highest toll with 12 killed after overnight tornadoes. Arkansas, Texas, and Mississippi also reported fatalities. High winds.
Yeah, the new total is 40 as of right now. But yeah. There's some other news, like Trump said you can't criticize judges who rule in favor of him. Then said he wants to impeach judges who rule against him. And then he was, he's now ignoring judges who rule against him by, like, he deported a bunch of people to El Salvador with no due process. and a judge told him not to do that because they needed to have their day in court, and he did it anyways. So now a bunch of innocent people, like some of the people were probably part of gangs, but a lot of those people were innocent, just normal everyday people who are now stuck in a slave prison in Venezuela. So not great, not great. But yeah, so that's some other stuff that's been going on these last couple weeks. The Constitution is essentially dead at this point. The fact that we have a Congress who is basically paid off and so unified that nothing will happen to this man is insane to me. Like, Congress is supposed to impeach him at this point for violating court orders. And like, I think the Onion wrote an article that was like Trump slipping through with this little unknown loophole called "Who's gonna stop me?" And it's like, yeah, who is gonna stop him? I mean, sheesh, man. I don't know. It's just really devastating to watch happen in real time. Watch our country completely collapse. There's a person who runs a left-wing media source, Mother something. I forgot. I've watched one of her videos before, but she's primarying another Democrat for Congress. She's like a young Palestinian woman, and Hakeem Jeffries was like, I don't know who that is. We're not worried about anything like that. No, we're not worried about any challenges. Then proceeded to go on like a 3-minute rant about what Trump is doing is very wrong, and we've asked him very nicely to stop. And the Democratic Party is so fucked. They have a national approval rating of 27%. You know why? Because they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything to stop any of this. Like literally nothing. Hakeem Jeffries might as well fucking show up to Congress high and on heroin. I mean, that's how useless he is. He might as well take a nap in the chamber. Nobody would notice. Bro doesn't do anything. No, I haven't even seen anybody draft up articles of impeachment, for fuck's sake. Like even the symbolic gesture of drafting up articles of impeachment. I haven't even seen that. Like, this man... That was a weird noise. This man has violated a court order, pretty much. Ignored the judicial branch. By the way, this judge that ruled that he can't do this is a Bush-era judge who was then elevated by Obama, who is this like ravenous conservative judge. And they're calling him like woke and DEI. It's like an old white fart that has ruled conservatively in every other case. Like, guys, and an appeals court just upheld the do not deport them yet ruling. So, like, where are the articles of impeachment here, guys? I mean, come on. Where are they? But yeah, the Democrats are so fucking useless. Other news that happened was that Elon Musk is trying to rig a Supreme Court election in Wisconsin. Like, how? How are we just allowing this to happen?
And Musk is so arrogant that he is even intervening in a Supreme Court election right here in the state of Wisconsin. Against a candidate who has the very, very extreme idea that maybe women should be able to control their own bodies, not the government.
They've been doing these little rallies across the country lately. It seems that him and AOC are actually doing things right now, like rallying support against Trump. What is this from?
Further, Mr. President, I will not deny for 1 second that there is waste and fraud and bureaucracy in almost every government program out there. I think we got to take a hard look at them all.
Yeah, what year is that from? I can't tell. Do the congressional cameras are like from like 1905? People are saying he disagrees with himself. What? Is this what MAGA is doing? They're using that clip to prove that Bernie doesn't agree with himself. What is this person on about? Elon Musk isn't going after defense spending, you fucking morons. He's going after shit like Social Security and Medicare. Stuff that people actually need. Dude, if he even touched the military budget, the CIA, it doesn't matter how rich he is, the CIA would kill him instantly. He'd be fired. The entire administration would call for Trump to fire him. Elon Musk can't touch defense spending, and nor will he. I don't think he's even thinking about it. But if the thought even crossed his mind, the FBI would already be watching him with a sniper scope. Be so real. This is Bernie calling for the end of the military-industrial complex. It's a huge waste of money that we could be putting towards public commodities like and public rights, which is, you know, healthcare, public transit, a whole host of programs that we could fund with the military budget alone. Yeah, no, if Elon Musk touched the military budget, it'd be over. They deport him back to South Africa or something. Hope you're enjoying the episode. If you want to support us, you can go over to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod. You can subscribe for $10 a month to get bonus content. Or you can subscribe for $1 or $3 a month if you just want to support us. There's also higher tiers if you want to support us even more, even harder. But you don't have to. So head on over to patreon.com/forbiddenlandpod. And for $10 a month, you can get the bonus episodes and even bonus content like the outtakes for this little segment. So thanks for supporting us and thanks for listening. It'd be the only citizen to be deported back. Oh my gosh. Breaking US precedent just to deport Elon Musk. The other news was that Israel violated the ceasefire, like enough to where the Western world is reporting on it that way. They've been bombing more and more during the ceasefire period, but now they've officially broken it because they launched strikes and killed over 400 people in Gaza. Yeah, the White House said that they support Israel's actions. Of course they do. It seems that they're just going to fully push in and take the Strip at this point. There's something in here about the Houthis targeting a military base of Israel's. Okay. Well, they're like full on bombing the Strip. They also kidnapped the director of that Palestinian documentary from the West Bank. and then like a couple days later released him. Like, what was the point of that? The settlers attacked him, and then the IDF captured him from his ambulance and tortured him, and then released him back into the West Bank. Why? Who knows? Wonder if I could read this New York Times article. Wow. Maybe I can. Okay, so we're gonna switch gears. This is the big story. This actually, I'm glad I brought the Houthis up, because this directly relates to Yemen. This is one of the biggest national security fiascos in a long time. This is like, I want you to imagine it like this. Imagine if Colin Powell had accidentally let a reporter into the room while they were discussing in the early parts of 2001, while they were discussing a plan to invade Iraq. This is pre 9/11. Like, they're discussing plans to invade Iraq for trumped up reasons, like WMDs when there aren't any, all that. And the reporter immediately reported all of this as a news story. It'd be the end of the Bush administration. He probably would have been impeached and maybe even removed from office. Well, it's 20 years later, and we don't operate that way anymore. The Secretary of Defense and the Vice President and the CIA Director and the Secretary of State and the Director of National Intelligence and the Treasury Secretary and the Deputy Chief of Staff and the White House Chief of Staff and the Special Envoy to the Middle East and Russia were all in a group chat that was created by National Security Advisor Michael Waltz. So the people in this group chat are Vice President Vance, the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Deputy Chief Stephen Miller, Chief of Staff Susie Wells, and Steve Witkoff, the Special Envoy to the Middle East and Russia. They were all in this group chat, apparently. They added a journalist from The Atlantic into the group chat, seemingly by accident, as far as I'm aware. This chat included plans to strike the Houthi targets in Yemen, and to also spare Saudi oil reserves. The journalist's name is Jeffrey Goldberg, who is a former IDF guard. So, like, the fact that he's reporting this immediately makes me think that they thought the guy could be trustworthy because of his background, but he apparently values journalism and his job more than he values, us bombing the Middle East again for another trumped up reason. He's the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. He's claiming... President Trump is downplaying it, claiming that no officials shared any classified information. Democrats are calling for Hegseth to step down. Dude, come on. Just impeach him. Go through the channels. Start the articles already. They said he's behaving recklessly and could have endangered the troops. Yeah, that's the angle to take it from, not that a bunch of high security clearance U.S. officials were in an unsecure fucking signal group chat discussing classified military bases and discussing secret plans to trump up a narrative to start a war with Yemen and bomb the Houthis. Yeah, definitely not that. No, it's because they're endangering the troops. This is why no one likes the Democrats. That's the only thing they have to say about it. Yeah, that's the issue you have with it. But if it wasn't endangering the troops, then we wouldn't care. Come on. Thursday, March 13th. So the New York Times has annotated excerpts from the chat, it seems. That's weird. Look at this. Michael Waltz. Team establishing a principals group for coordination on Houthis, particularly for over the next 72 hours. My deputy, Alex Wong, is pulling together a Tiger team at the deputy/agency chief of staff level, following up from the meeting in the sit room this morning for action items, and will be sending that out later this evening. Please provide the best staff POC from your team for us to coordinate with over the next couple days and over the weekend. And they start listing off different, people. Oh, content of the message was not published by The Atlantic. Oh, shit. Why didn't they want to reveal John Radcliffe's pick? That's weird. Maybe it's a classified service member. That I've seen that a lot, apparently, that there was a lot of classified service members mentioned. Friday, March 14th, the day that craps fries. Team, you should have a statement of conclusions with taskings per the president's guidance this morning in your high side inboxes. State Department and Department of Defense. We developed suggested notification lists for regional allies and partners. God, imagine logging into your war account and clicking the notification bell in the corner. Here's your tasking for the day. JD, I didn't read the joint staff is sending this AM a more specific sequence of events in the coming days, and we'll work with the Department of Defense to ensure that the COS, the OVP, and the President are briefed. JD Vance put something in here. I am out for the day doing an economic event in Michigan, but I think we are making a mistake. 30% of U.S. trade runs through the Suez. 40% of European trade does. Bro, what is going on? Okay, Vance. Fuck. 40% of European trade does. There's a real risk that the public doesn't understand this and why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this, as POTUS said, to send a message. I'm not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. There's a further risk that we see a moderate to severe spike in oil prices. Whoa. JD Vance should have been the president. If I'm, let's say I'm a Republican, because JD Vance is still a monster, but let's say I'm a Republican and I wanted to carry out all these plans. JD Vance should have been the president. This I have seen time and time again. This man acts just like George Bush. He is the most president-coded VP I've ever seen. He's the only normal person in that room. Normal, quote unquote, in comparison to other Republicans in the administration. Him saying, I'm not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. I don't know, why is the dog barking? That's a crazy thing to say. I wonder what Trump thinks of this. He's the only official, I believe, that can't be fired from the administration. You can't just fire the VP. So it's definitely an interesting thing to read. Joe Kent says, there's nothing time sensitive driving the timeline. We'll have the exact same options in a month. The Israelis will likely take strikes and therefore ask us for more to replenish whatever they use against the Houthis, but that's a minor factor. I will send you the unclassified data we pulled on the BAM shipping. Whoa. From CIA perspective, we are mobilizing assets to support now, but a delay would not negatively impact us. An additional time would be used to identify better starting points for coverage on Houthi leadership. Whoa, dude. Pete Hegseth. Interesting. They're tough to know how they play out. Economy, Ukraine, peace deal, Gaza, etc. Bro, oh my gosh. Bro's sucking it hard. Tricks on it even. I think messaging is going to be tough no matter what. Nobody knows who the Houthis are, which is why we would need to stay focused on one, Biden failed, and two, Iran funded. Oh, weird. Waiting a few weeks. Dude, they're obsessed with Biden. I think I literally saw someone say that the leaked group chat thing is Biden's fault. And I'm like, how? I've yet to see any evidence that the Biden administration has done this. Has had an unsecured group chat with classified information being discussed in it. About war plans, by the way. So is he no longer the peaceful dove president, Trump? Like, is he going to declare war on another nation? It doesn't make any sense. Waiting a few weeks or a month does not fundamentally change the calculus. Immediate risks on waiting. This leaks and we look indecisive. 2, Israel takes an action first, or Gaza ceasefire falls apart. We don't get to start this on our own terms. We can manage both. Dang, bro. And obviously the ceasefire has failed since then, so. Whoa. Okay. If you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again. Please, JD. Vance is such a wuss. Let's just make sure our messaging is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. This is what I was talking about. Is that he said in the chat this exact thing. Like, bro's priorities are so clearly set on this. Was he taking oil money when he was in the Senate, by the way? I wonder if he was. He was only in the Senate for a couple of years. So I do wonder if he was taking oil money. I'm sure he was. I'm sure every Republican's taking oil money. I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. Sheesh, dude. Let's see. Yeah, this is the crazy one. These are the detailed war plans, apparently. Saturday, March 15th. Team update. This is from Pete Hegseth. Time now, 11:44. Weather is favorable, just confirmed with CENTCOM. We are a go for mission launch. 12:15, F-18's launch, first strike package. 1:45, trigger-based F-18 first strike window starts. 2:10, more F-18s launch. 2:15, strike drones on target. 3:36, F-18 second strike starts, also first sea-based Tomahawks launched. More to follow per timeline. We are currently clean on OPSEC. Godspeed to our warriors. I will say a prayer for victory. VP building collapsed, had multiple positive ID. Pete, Gorilla, the IC, amazing job. JD Vance, what? Michael Waltz, typing too fast. The first target, their top missile guy. We had positive ID of him walking into his girlfriend's building, and it's now collapsed. JD Vance, excellent. John Radcliffe, a good start. Michael Waltz, punch emoji. US, fire emoji. I'm pretty sure this was also an emoji like the American flag, but it's not translating to that in this article. Good job, Pete, and your team. Says Marco Rubio. The team in Hall did a great job as well, says Michael Waltz. Good lord. Dude. It's insane. And the fact that he posts like these detailed logs in here. Oh, it's so interesting how they type. JD Vance going, what? Oh my gosh. Is there something really disturbing about this? More strikes ongoing for hours tonight, and we'll provide full initial report tomorrow, but on time, on target, and good readouts so far. And then Steve Witkoff puts 2 prayer hands emojis in one of these. And then I'm almost certain these were supposed to be American flags. Great work and effects. Okay, and then they talk about it a little bit in the article. Thank you, New York Times, I guess, for just copy and pasting the chat. This is insane. How do you even... How do you even justify leaking war plans like that? I just don't get it. And talking about classified material in an unsecured group chat like that, what a fuck up from this administration, man. It's their first open mess up, and we're only on what, month 3? Not even. We're 2 months and 6 days in to this administration. We're still in the first 100 days, and they've already leaked military war plans. And they've done a whole host of other things too, but like this is one of the big ones. So 2 more things. That's all I really had to say. I mean, they cooked him. They cooked him in Congress a little bit, but not a lot. Like Tulsi Gabbard had to go and answer for all that stuff. So yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. But yeah. So, a couple other things is I want to talk about my mod. So I started streaming again a little bit. I started streaming my Minecraft series again. And I finally released a new version of my mod. So you'll see I've been streaming, which this looks so weird seeing me in this setup playing this game. It just looks so weird. That works. But it was working out. And then I released a new version of my mod. So you guys should go check it out. It's a 1.21.1 release. And I added a bunch of stuff. Look at all that. So I added a ton of new stuff. And I formatted this part wrong. So I'll have to edit that. But yeah. Another thing I've been doing is trying to learn DaVinci Resolve. Just trying to get used to it. It's a free editing software. So I have it on here, and I got it on my laptop. That's the biggest selling point to me, is that I can get it on my MacBook. Because I wasn't gonna get Adobe Premiere for my MacBook, be so real. But I now have DaVinci Resolve for my MacBook Pro. So now I can go out in public and use my MacBook Pro and edit the podcast if I wanted to. Like, if I wanted to record out in public and then edit it right there, I could do that. So yeah, fun stuff. Shorter episode this week just because I'm sick and I didn't have that much to talk about. But yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Go check out that mod. Go check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/ForbiddenLandPod. Check us out on streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And on your Samsung smart fridge. I'm pretty sure you can do that, so I await the day that someone sends me a photo of them doing that. Alright, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be back next week. Also look out for a special episode coming out in a couple days after this releases. You heard? There's a special episode coming out on Tuesday. Or Monday. Or Wednesday. Who knows yet? I don't know when it'll be done. But it's a special episode. So yeah, check it out. Alrighty. Adios, people. Peace.